Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla, and if you're interested in beauty and lifestyle videos sprinkled with magic, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am super excited for today's video because we are potentially starting a new series if you guys are interested in these types of videos, but today is going to be a January budget video. And what inspired this whole series is, if you guys saw my 2022 goals video, you guys would have heard me talk about how I'm really hoping to buy a house like this year or next year in the near future. And of course, what comes with buying a house is saving a lot of money, and this year I really want to save money, hold myself accountable, and look back at my finances. So that includes monthly budgeting. And to put a disclaimer out there, I am absolutely not a finance professional whatsoever. Like, I'm not good with numbers, so this is kind of just like the method that is working for me. But hopefully you guys find this video interesting. If you guys are interested, please let me know down below, or if you guys are not into it, let me know as well. But I find these videos super interesting. I got inspired to make these videos by Natalie. She's actually who I got my budgeting template from, and I kind of just modified it to be easier for me. And then I also watch Annika's videos, and I'll link their videos down below because I think they're just super interesting, and it also is just inspiring to hold myself accountable and be more responsible with my money. And I feel like finances and money is not something that is always super talked about, and it's a subject that I feel like not a lot of people know about. So I don't know, I'm all for transparency and kind of just like sharing my experiences to hopefully help others in some way, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but either way, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So before we get into the numbers and everything like that, I did want to talk really quickly about my January no-buy experience. So yes, in the month of January, I did go on a no-buy. Honestly, a main reason that I decided to do a January no-buy was because I wanted to recover from the holiday season, just like Black Friday, holiday shopping, and I also bought a bag, was just making me feel real poor. And I just wanted to make sure I slowed down a little bit, and it was definitely a really good learning experience. Like, I feel like I learned a lot about like myself and how impulsive I really can be. So it was a really great exercise to think about all the different things I want and then think if I actually want it or need it or can actually store it in my room. So it was a really good exercise, and it's something that I highly would encourage you all to do. I feel like we are all so influenced so easily, me especially too, like especially with new seasons coming up, like there's always going to be new items coming out, and I'm so influenced by other people. So it was a really good exercise to just remind myself to slow down and really think about my purchases like that. So overall, I definitely would recommend, and I think it is something that I would like to do more often, but I think maybe I would be a little bit more strict about it, because I personally define doing a January no-buy by just like not buying like clothes or like extra things, and that didn't really include food or anything like that, and necessities obviously. But yeah, that is pretty much how I kind of like framed my January no-buy. But I did not count gift card money, so I basically just didn't spend any of my own money, but I did spend gift cards. And I feel like gift cards, with me personally, I literally just forget about them after I get them, like if I don't spend it. So that's why I just decided that gift cards don't count. My mom thinks it counts, but other people said it didn't count. I don't think it counts, so let me know what you guys think. But yeah, that was pretty much my experience. Again, I think it'd be a really good exercise, and it really challenges yourself to really think about everything that you want and to slow down, because I know it's so easy to be influenced by so many different things and always wanting the next best thing. So yeah, now that I talked about my January no-buy experience, we're gonna go ahead and dive into my finances. And I'm not gonna be sharing how much I make, and I'm not gonna be sharing like how much I have in my bank account. I think as this series go on, if I continue with these videos, it'll be really interesting to compare percentage wise, like how much I've spent compared to each month. So I think that is kind of like the goal for these videos. So yeah, just to make that clear, I'm not going to be sharing how much I make or how much I already have in my bank account. Okay guys, so I spent last night doing my monthly budget, and I have it here. I literally called it Kayla's money bag to make it a little more exciting. I was listening to Asian Boss Girl, and they had a guest on who was a financial advisor, and she said to make finances fun, so just name things fun. So that's kind of like what I did there. I will link the podcast episode down below because I think it's super interesting to listen to. So yeah, anyways, I think I already mentioned, but I used Natalie Barbu's template and I just modified it a little bit to best fit me, and I'll link her template down below. But if you guys look at it, she has a monthly budget, which kind of just has like an overview of all of your expenses, and then she has a monthly transactions that gives you guys a detailed template to track all of your different purchases and everything like that. And then then she also has a yearly roundup, which I'm super excited to see. So now to look at my finances and everything like that, again, I used Natalie Barbu's template and I tracked how much I made, and then I tracked how much I spent and broke it up into different categories. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump in. So again, I'm not going to share with you guys how much I make or how much I have in my bank account. That would be way too personal and we need some boundaries here. But I will share with you guys how much I made on Poshmark. So I made $138, which I feel like is really cool, and I highly would recommend you guys try Poshmark. If you guys have clothes that you want to get rid of but you think are in really good condition, I would recommend Poshmark. I've also tried to do a few closet sales. I just like Poshmark though because it takes care of the label. Like, you literally just print it out and then drop it off at the post office, and that's pretty much it. And if I made any income off of like my social media, then I would track that in my income, of course, along with my salary. Now on to how much I've spent. I broke it down into food, personal care, transportation, miscellaneous, and how much I put into my savings. And I'm not going to talk about housing and personal care. I didn't spend any money on personal care this month. And for housing, I live at home, so I'm still living rent-free. Shout out to my parents. So I luckily don't have to spend any money there. But if I had payments on a mortgage or like my rent or power, energy, and utilities and stuff like that, I would track it in my housing section. 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 Okay, but now to dive into the food, and I broke it up into groceries, restaurants, coffee and tea, boba, and then alcohol. So for groceries this month, I spent $97, and then restaurants, I spent $408. Like, that's so crazy, and that also includes all of the Uber Eats. But you guys, every time that there is a Uber Eats coupon, I'm so inclined to use it. So I don't know, but I think I definitely would like to like cut down on that a little bit more. And then to share how much I spent on coffee and tea, it was $87, and I'm kind of giving myself a little more credit for that one because that also includes coffee for Matthew or like coffee for my mom or something like that, so it's okay. But in total on food, I spent $594.05. For personal care, again, I didn't really do any personal care this month at all. Now moving on to transportation. The other categories in transportation I included are parking, car payments, car insurance, travel, and Uber and Lyft. So I have car payments, so I paid my car payments, and then I also paid for my Walt Disney World trip. I am planning on doing a whole video of what I spent on my Walt Disney World trip in the future, so that's going to include like travel, hotel, tickets, and like everything that I spent money on. In total for transportation, I spent $1,774.51, and that is definitely a lot higher than I typically would be spending in travel, but that is just because I paid for my Disney World trip. Overall, I feel like this is okay because I know this was just a special expense, so I'm not too upset with myself. And for miscellaneous, I feel like the section is definitely really light, and normally I feel like it would be a lot higher. But in this section, there's entertainment, clothing, miscellaneous shopping, gifts, and other. So for gifts, it was pretty light, but then I still bought a bouquet of flowers for my boss, so that was $81.30, and then the other category is $46.09. So in total for miscellaneous stuff, I spent $127.39. And so now to talk about how much money I saved this month, which is how much money I basically took out of my paycheck and put into my savings. So in total, I was able to put $1,200 into my savings, which I feel like is really great. Every month, or I mean every paycheck, I take a certain amount of money out of my paycheck and make sure I put it into my savings. Current me will be a little sad that I don't have more spending money, but future me will thank me later. Yeah, that is pretty much how much I spent in the month of January. And again, I want to emphasize this is in no way bragging of like how much money I spend, but then this is really just a way for me to hold myself accountable and see how much I'm actually spending and help me realign my goals for the next month. And I feel like in future videos, it'll be really interesting because I'm going to compare like percentage wise how much I spent in each of these categories compared to the previous month. Like I'll compare like how much I spend and also how much money I saved in percent to the previous month. But I want to make it clear that this is definitely not me telling you how to spend your money. So now let's talk about my predictions for next month. So for food, I think I'm definitely going to spend like around the same area. Hopefully I'm going to Disney World, so a lot of that will be eating out, buying coffee and everything like that. So I imagine it'll be around the same price. and I know my personal care budget is going to go up a bit more in the next month because I know I already have like a hair appointment, and then I also have a nail appointment, so personal care is definitely going to go up in the next month, but I know in March I'll be saving a bit more, so like I feel like it all balances out in the end. For transportation, I think it'll be a little bit less than what I spent in January because I know I don't have a trip to pay for, and the only payment that I know I have to make next month for transportation is for my car payments, so I am predicting that it'll be less than January. So for the miscellaneous category, I definitely know that's going to go up just because I'm going to Disney World and I know I'm going to be spending money on merch. So for savings, I do hope this category goes up next month because in January I was still paying off like credit card bills and everything from December, so I do hope I'm able to save a bit more, and I think I will be able to. So yeah, that is pretty much my predictions for next month. I think it'll be really interesting to see next month because I'm not going to be on a no-buy and I'm going to Disney World. So I also think it'll be really interesting to see March because that'll be more of a normal month for me because I don't always travel. But yeah, I think normally for Disney trips and stuff like that, I would give myself a budget for how much I want to spend. But then another part of me is like, I've never really been to Disney World, so I don't want to limit myself to how much I buy, which is terrible. But hopefully you guys found this video interesting. Again, I will be sure to leave Natalie's template down below and Annika and Natalie's budgeting videos, as well as the Asian Boss Girl podcast episode down below because I think it's all super interesting. Finances and being better with money is something that I've always been really interested in, but I feel like it's not something that people talk about so openly. So hopefully you guys found this a little bit insightful or learned something, or hopefully this inspired you to be a little bit more conscious about your money and keeping track of your personal finances. And I also wanted to leave you guys with a piece of advice of something that I've learned over the years is to not spend outside of your means, meaning like don't charge something on your credit card and just expect to pay it off later. Like don't buy something unless you have the money in your account to pay for it now, because you do not want to be racking up those credit card bills and you do not want to be in debt. So again, I hope you guys found this video interesting. I really like watching budgeting videos because I feel like it inspires me to hold myself accountable with my spending and my finances. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below in the comments if you like seeing videos like this and you would want me to continue this series, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. And let's stay connected. Follow me on my socials. They're both just Kayla's Ever After, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.